U.S. military officials say they are in a race against time and mounting opposition from the American public to reverse the deteriorating security situation in Afghanistan, where violence has reached its highest level since the Taliban was ousted from power in 2001. Testifying before the U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee, Admiral Michael Mullen, the nation's top military officer, said it is likely the United States will need to deploy more soldiers to Afghanistan.
A properly resourced counterinsurgency probably means more forces, and without question, more time and more commitment to the protection of the Afghan people and to the development of good governance.
Mullen did not say how many more soldiers would be needed, but he said he expects a request for additional troops in the next 2 weeks from U.S. Army General Stanley McChrystal, the top American and NATO commander in Afghanistan. The United States now has about 62,000 troops in Afghanistan, nearly double the number from last year. The number of American forces in Afghanistan is slated to reach 68,000 by year's end. Despite President Barack Obama's earlier decision to send an additional 17,000 combat troops and 4,000 trainers for Afghan forces, U.S. officials say the security in areas infiltrated by the Taliban continues to worsen. Admiral Mullen said that if the Taliban retake control of Afghanistan, the country will again be a safe haven for terrorist groups like al-Qaida.
It is the epicenter of terrorism right now. It's very clear that, in fact, al-Qaida is diminished while it's living in Pakistan, and this is a Pakistan-Afghanistan issue. They are by no means dead. It's a very serious threat.
Mullen called for patience with U.S. and NATO efforts in Afghanistan as the American public and some members of Congress are becoming increasingly uneasy about the conflict. A recent CNN survey shows that 58% of Americans oppose the war, while 39% support it. Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman, Democrat Carl Levin, says the Pentagon should not send any additional troops to Afghanistan until the United States takes more aggressive action to expand Afghanistan's armed forces.
Providing the resources needed for the Afghan Army and Afghan police to become self-sufficient would demonstrate our commitment to the success of a mission that is in our national security interest, while avoiding the risks associated with a larger U.S. footprint.
Some members of Congress are urging the Obama administration to learn from the Iraq War, where a surge in U.S. forces helped to quell violence. Republican Senator John McCain says more troops should be deployed quickly.
Every day we delay in implementing this strategy and increasing the number of troops there, which we all know is vitally needed, puts more and more young Americans who are already there lives in danger.
Admiral Mullen said the situation in Afghanistan will continue to deteriorate without a renewed U.S. commitment. He said General McChrystal found conditions worse than he expected when he took command a few months ago. This year has been the deadliest for foreign forces in Afghanistan since the conflict began nearly 8 years ago. Meredith Buel, VOA News, Washington.